Hello, I'm Mary Gallagher. I'm based in County Kildare and I'm a holistic therapist. I work with spiritual light healing called Divine Plan Healing, and I'm also a qualified host for the Mary Magdalene Light Circles. And that's what I want to talk about tonight to try and explain what that is. So there's two things. What is a light circle? And then why the Mary Magdalene light? What does that represent? So with a light circle, it's a meeting basically. At the moment, it's online because we can't meet in person. So we meet on a Zoom connection for 2 hours. Usually it's the first Wednesday of every month and it's a closed group. So when people join, you get a Zoom link, you connect, and you have a small number of people. And you're within a space, what's a safe space. It's private, it's confidential, and it's also a comfortable space for people. So if they need to relax, if you need to just allow yourself to receive some light, to allow some issues to come up to the surface, to gain some insight, a bit of sharing, and also be with like-minded people and have a bit of fun because we do have our mad jokes at times. So the light circle is just a meeting online at the moment until we can meet in person. And the difference with this, you might have a meditation, but it's not like ordinary meditation because you're within a spiritual healing light. Now, there is no religious context in this at all. And in this case, it's the Mary Magdalene light. Now, the Mary Magdalene light is a feminine aspect of light coming in from higher source. It's very, very pure and it's very direct, and it will only work for the highest good. And the whole idea is for 2 hours, you are in this space and you are also wrapped around with this supporting light, supporting, nurturing, feminine type light. It is very much about your intuition, about tuning into yourself, and about helping you to understand something in your life, to move something along, and just to empower people generally. So, Mary Magdalene was a very evolved spiritual person in her own right because she traveled around, she heard all of Jesus' teachings and the disciples, and she learned and she grew into a very evolved person. She was strong, she was a businesswoman, and she was also someone who was very much empowered to go out and to do things as a woman in those times. So all those qualities are there within that vibration. It's like meeting and spending time with somebody who is like that. If we all have this friend and we always feel good when we're with them, and that person gives you confidence, it's like they can open a space and with them you can relax differently and you can reach parts of yourself that you mightn't do somewhere else. And within the light circle, it's helping people to reach those parts of themselves and to allow it to come forward. So, in that way, it's very, very empowering. It is feminine and it's intuitive. And this is very, very important because the world today is pretty chaotic. There's an awful lot of agitation and there's an awful lot of uncertainty. And we've got to the point now that we don't know literally what's true and what isn't. We have all our fake news. We have constant bombardment of one story here, one there. We don't know who to believe. We don't know what is our anchor. It all seems to be collapsing. And when you don't have anything outside you to turn to, what can you do? Well, you can get upset or you can turn inwards. And when you turn inwards, you're turning to yourself to look at your own sense of what's right and wrong, your own intuition, your own ability to actually judge what's going on, your own moral sense. And sometimes, if you're not sure of that, this is where you need the support of the light, the spiritual light coming in. And that's what helps. So, if you're in the light, we have a meditation and issues come up for people and you're trying to make sense of it. For example, you might remember something that happened to you and get sort of annoyed, think, oh, that person did something to me. But the light is there helping you to see further. Well, actually, something else was going on. And you begin to piece together, join the dots of what was happening in your life. And quite often there is a theme, a common theme, because I find that the people who are drawn to the circle, it's because there's something that they need to hear, something they need to receive from the light and within the circle. And when afterwards, after a meditation, people are invited to share, you don't have to. But if one person says something, most other people are thinking or feeling the same thing. It's like there's a common bond between people on that night. And it's extraordinary how it's happened so often. And because they have a common bond, what people say, the sharing, really has significance for everybody. So you're within this very, very pure spiritual healing light, and you're also with like minded people. Everybody is relaxed and everybody is supportive and respectful. And that means you can open up. And what one says helps the other. So it is sort of a helping atmosphere as well. And intuition is very, very important because that is our moral compass. And the more we can feel what's right in our own life, the better. Because if something's happening in your life, it's affecting you. And other people can give you advice and tell you what to do and stick their oar in. But you're the one who's got to be at peace with it. You're the one who's got to feel into that and see, well, how is it affecting me? What do I need and want? So this is about empowering you to open up in this space, to let something come to you, to get guidance. And the guidance comes through in little pieces. So in this circle, we would ground ourselves, we have a meditation, and the meditation is generally given to me. I started hosting these circles this year, and it was very exciting for me. I have been working with another spiritual light, which is a masculine aspect of spiritual light. It's very, very direct and powerful. And working with this, I feel it differently. I feel it as a more gentle light. And it just allows people to experience the feminine aspect. It is more gentle the way you feel it, but it's not weak in any way. Sometimes people think feminine is slightly weaker. It's very powerful because it comes from the heart. The light flows to my heart and flows outwards to your heart in that way. So it's very much, excuse me, about empowering people, helping them to feel that nurturing quality, helping people just to relax. And it's amazing in this world, people are so busy. When you actually get into a space for 2 hours and there's no distractions, you've left everything else outside, and you can totally relax yourself, you'll often realize what you were missing. The very thing that you were missing becomes so obvious to you. Peace, time for yourself, space, allowing yourself to be who you are. There is no pressure. Nobody's going to ask anything of you if you want to share, if you don't. And when you feel that lack of pressure, then some release can come up and it can be very, very beneficial. It can also be a bit challenging, but that's no harm because within that challenge, something that was stuck there can move on. And most people have found that it's very, very helpful. And sometimes it will transfer from one light circle onto the next week. It depends. People can be working on different things in their life. It's relaxed, it's comfortable, it's respectful. I do have guidelines and sort of rules. There's a structure, but that is there to make sure that people are supported and can get the best from it. So if you would like to join the circle, we'd be very pleased to see you. It is a way to allow yourself to relax, to feel empowered, to feel feminine spiritual light, and to feel the benefits of that in your life. It helps your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-love, and in particular, we all like to remember and celebrate the good things, but we don't even want to think about the bad things. And that's where the hurt lies. And that's sometimes what comes up and needs to be moved on. So within the light helps us to move through and process something. Afterwards, you also have a choice, an option to take an essence, which is called the Mary's Light Essence. It's a bit like a Bach flower remedy, and it has the same healing light vibration in it. You take it every day in drops in water for about a month. And what it does, it's like small steps. Every day you're clearing a little bit of what's coming up for you. And it also helps you to accept this with more love and more tolerance and more acceptance of yourself, because that's what it's about. If we can be at peace with ourselves, then we can be at peace with what's around us and we're affecting everybody as well. So I would invite you to join the circle if you're called to do so. If you would like any other information on my website, I do have a free information call button. You can make an appointment to chat at any time, and you can ask your questions and just get a bit of information, something you're curious about. So I hope that gives you some idea and gives you some encouragement to join the Light Circle, because we are a good bunch of people. And with Mary Magdalene's support, you can't go wrong. Thank you very much.